Manchester United have agreed the deal to bring Wout Weghorst to Manchester United. He will be a United player. This deal comes with a split fan base, whether they're happy, annoyed, frustrated in relation to the completion of this deal. I think it's going to chop and change a lot over the coming weeks, but I want to get your views and I want to get your opinions on it now. We're also talking about Pedro Porro. Fabrizio here saying that Tottenham, again, uh, confirmed that he is a priority signing. But Simon Phillips has shared information that Chelsea are closer than Tottenham to signing him. Chelsea, of course, have already landed the deal there. Here we go for Joao Felix. We're going to be delving into those stories and taking a look at Mahalo Mudryk and a really big update from Ben Jacob for you Arsenal fans. We're going to be sharing that with you on the show today and much, much more. Smash the like and the share button. Let's go. Manchester United have reached a full verbal agreement to sign Wout Weghorst. Understand the deal will cost 3 million euros to Patiskas. Weghorst will join on loan from Burnley to Manchester United. This has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. And it's a deal, as I said in the intro, that Man United fans, 100% Man United fans are, I'm going to use the word confused about this deal. And I use the word confused because I think that, look, I've seen the Mike Love United hate Glazers who very much are, this is mediocrity. It shouldn't be getting celebrated. Man United fans shouldn't be happy about this. This is just Glazonomics. This is poor business. You get the other end of the spectrum where I think people are overhyping this deal too much. Oh my God, this could be an absolute powerhouse signing. Erik ten Hag has picked him. Erik ten Hag wants him. Therefore, he's going to be a brilliant signing at the football club. And I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. There are already people out there that hate Ten Hag. Certain United fans, the Mike Love United hate Glazers. They already look at, they're already pointing to the fact that the manager has said on a couple of occasions that he gets full control over the transfers. That is going to be taken to the nth degree. You get people on the other end of the spectrum that will say he's been forced into getting Weghorst. It isn't the kind of player that he'd want. He'd clearly want better. Therefore, if it flops, it isn't on the manager. And again, the truth is somewhere near the middle. This player will likely fit the profile of a player that Ten Hag wants, but isn't of the level that he would usually desire. This is a makeshift signing, a short-term option until the summer where more funds will hopefully be available. And this is where, and I kind of get that the mics of this world are literally everything is anti-Glazer. And if a person within Man United is doing anything that supports the Glazers, i.e. saying they're happy with the squad, saying they're happy with signing Weghorst, you're a Glazer agent and you need outing. Where in reality, there needs to be a happy medium because we've seen recently a certain player talk out about the Glazers, i.e. Ronaldo, and he was gone without pay, and he's now playing in Saudi Arabia. And there's no way Ten Hag, especially with new owners on the way in, is going to do anything to overly rock the boat at this stage. It just isn't. There is just no point to it whatsoever. So I want to know where you sit and feel about this deal. There are United fans, again, I think are overgassing this. They're talking about it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. I also think that is a little bit too far. But we saw last night in the Carabao Cup, a number 9 was needed. Alanga, unfortunately, just couldn't do the role. But if you had that ball being fed into a man that could hold the ball up, play the ball into the right areas, Weghorst could be important for Man United, potentially in the Europa League. The latter stages of the FA Cup should be progressed. And then, of course, rotation in games at home against the lesser teams. And I know that sounds harsh, but Man United are back to a point where we beat the vast majority of the smaller teams, especially at home. If you're at home against the bottom 6, bottom 7 teams, you can start this guy up front, give a rest to the Anthony Martials and so of this world. So it certainly serves a purpose. It certainly serves a purpose for Man United. I'm happy that it's getting done and over the line because we need an extra body in there. But I think for anybody to believe the detractors that this is 100% exactly the man that Ten Hag was looking for, like, don't believe the PR. That's what's going to get printed. Lovely things about him are going to get printed, but don't believe in them too much, I would say. Now, moving on to Arsenal, Ben Jacobs has took to Twitter today to state that told positive talks took place between Arsenal and Shakhtar on Monday. As reported, sources close to Mudryk say he would be very disappointed if a transfer didn't happen in January. Chelsea have not placed any bid following their meeting with Shakhtar. So, what's very, very important here is it very much feels like Chelsea have pulled away. Chelsea have, of course, gone and got themselves Joao Felix, Badashila, Fofana, and they're working on other deals as a bigger priority than Mahalo Mudryk. And that's predominantly because Mudryk has said, I want Arsenal. Get this deal done. Now, Arsenal know a third bid has got to go in. Arsenal know that a new bid somewhere in the region between 60 and 70 million pounds is going to be needed to bring Mahalo Mudryk into the football club. And this is where I see debate online amongst Arsenal fans. It's almost, is that too much? Should we be focusing on midfield? And I understand those arguments. Emil Lee Gunner had it out yesterday in a very big way in relation to all of this. You know, are Arsenal doing the right thing? Are they operating correctly? I would say this, and I'd love to get your opinions on this. I believe that the vast majority of the signings made by Mikel Arteta, and I'm talking, sometimes you have to clarify this when you're in a debate with somebody. So I'll say again, the main signings, the big money signings, the players that are seen as part of the future of the club, the vast majority under Mikel Arteta have been very, very good indeed. We know in that, you know, Palomari came in the January. I wouldn't necessarily. It is on paper an Arteta signing, but it was a makeshift to plug a hole in the short term. Cedric Suarez plugged the hole in the short term for the football club, very much like the Weghorst deal at Manchester United. It wasn't seen as a permanent deal. If you go to the following summer, you actually think about this as an example. Partey, Gabriel, Odegaard, who was brought in on loan as an example at that point. Brilliant signings made by him. You go to the next season, Ben White, Odegaard on a permanent, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu. Yes, there's two in there that haven't worked out in Nuno Tavares and Lokonga, but the vast majority did. You fast forward to this summer, Gabriel Jesus, Zinchenko have been hits so far. And then I think you look at it and turn around and say, the jury's out on Marquinhos. The jury's out on Fabio Vieira. Matt Turner's done what he's done. He's a backup goalie. I don't think people care either way. So if you're someone that backs Mikel Arteta, back this process is what I'm alluding to. Back the fact that so far the vast majority of his transfers have worked. And in fact, I'm going to do the maths, right? I'm just going to bring out a fact here just to put this to bed. How many transfers, proper transfers he made? So Gabriel Jesus, one, two, three, four, five. So 5 this summer, 5 so far. Ben White, Odegaard, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu. Look, so that's 6. Sorry, 5, 2, 4. Yeah, another plus 6 the previous year, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So that's quite a lot that year. What did Jesus Christ brought in? No, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 6. So he's brought in 17 players so far that are his players. And how many were unsuccessful? So you would say Willian, Suarez, Mari, Nuno Tavares. You'd say they've been the completely unsuccessful ones. The rest, the jury's still out on them, right? So so that's only 4 of 17. 4 divided by 17, 23%. So you're literally talking about a man who's got almost an 80% success rate, 77% success rate of signings. So based on how successful he's been, surely you've got to get behind the manager on this deal. I want your thoughts and I want your feelings. Now, another interesting news relates to Tottenham. Now, Tottenham Hotspur, according to Fabrizio, he says more on Pedro Porro. Can confirm again he's Tottenham's priority as a new right back. As reported last week, Spurs are now in contact with Sporting Lisbon via intermediaries to discuss and find a way for January move. 45 million clause or he'll stay. According to Simon Phillips, Chelsea are closer than Tottenham to signing Pedro Porro from Sporting Lisbon. The hijack is on. Ben Jacobs has already confirmed that. That comes after, of course, the confirmed signing of Joao Felix to the football club. But my question to you is, where do you think Pedro Porro is going to end up? Is this going to be a big 45 million investment from Tottenham? Or is this going to be another big money hijack by Chelsea? They definitely need a right back. And I spoke about this the other day. As great as Reece James is, that man is a crock. That man has a terrible injury record. And they need an alternative. They need someone else that can come in that position because, listen, Pedro Porro's got the ability to be a mainstay in that position if he wants to be. He legitimately does. And he may have to be when you look at the situation with when you look at the situation with Reece James. And I want to just take a look here. Availability. I'm quoting Chelsea fans on this, man like Dan. Availability is the best ability. Let's look at the injury record here of Pedro Porro. I mean, he's had a few injuries himself, but they're minor in comparison. Like one this year for missed a couple of games. Last season missed around 11 games. Year before that, 2 games. So he had a few minor injuries as a young man, but nothing that compares to Reece James, who's had many significant injuries. So they do need to bring somebody else in. 23 years of age, young. I think he's Spanish. Young Spaniard playing in Portugal. So, yeah, listen, I want to get your views. I want to get your opinions. I want to get your thoughts and feelings on that. Where will he end up? Viewers, smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribing to the Football Terrace. Back later today with more content for you. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again.